resurrect me from my grave. You love me, I'm your slave, but that's what you do. We can not be in love. No boundaries, your love surrounding me. It's not a game, but I'll win it all because I got you. It's all about you, yeah. Be not ashamed, 'cause I love everything about you. I'm attuned to you. We can not be in love. No boundaries, your love surrounding me. Needle in the haystack, you found me. Balanced on my chakras, I'm grounded, unlocked on my lockers. Astounded by what love can do when I'm loving you. No boundaries, your love surrounding me. 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 I'm just a magician, looking for some loving. Hoping you'll give me a chance. I wanna join your coven. We can do a ritual to marriage, yeah, everything mystical. You mind if I lick you slow? Without you, I've been miserable. I guess I need some company. I need my women crush Wednesday humping me. Call your girlfriend, now they jumping me. Open his portals, guess it's up to me. Manifestation, have your way with me, goddess. I submit to your grace. Set your intentions. You can do it all while sitting on my face.
Favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer. Your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. You are traveling with the Hood Mystic. You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic. Time to tap in
Peace to the tribe, man. Peace to the collective. It's the Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com, colombianexchange.com, whiterapidpsychedelics.com. Today, got a special show. I want to talk about what I want to talk about. And what I want to talk about is anxiety. And I want to look at it from multiple ways. The first way I want to look at anxiety is through the modality of the etymology. Then we're going to react to some videos. But in order to react effectively to videos on anxiety, we have to develop some ground rules in reference to anxiety. So, my number one ground rule is if it's a problem, you have to solve it. I don't want you to be saying, "Oh, I got anxiety and ain't nothing I can do about it." No, that's not what we're doing. So, why do you have anxiety and how can you get rid of it? Is anxiety a good thing? Or is it an excuse for bad behavior? Keep that in mind as we go further. Because when it's a problem, you have to solve it. One's in the chat if y'all can hear me okay. So, what is anxiety? Anxiety is the apprehension caused by danger, misfortune, error, and uneasiness of mind, respecting some uncertainty, a restless dread of some evil. Now, I want us to look at it two ways. Maybe this evil thing is about to happen, or maybe it's not. Worrying about it is not going to change the evil. So, whatever way we look at it, I want us to hopefully be able to bring the energy to self. Because self is the solution. The problem is evil. We'll dread over that evil. But whether it come or whether it don't come, our responsibility is to self. An uneasiness of mind, respecting some uncertainty. So the key word for me there is respecting the uncertainty. So is anxiety a death sentence or bad? Or is it getting insurance or getting a warranty on your tires? So if you break a tire, you will have coverage. If you just like cheat, when you cheat, you're probably not anxious, right? You just want to get the tires. That'll be $250. Okay, here go to $250. For an extra $50, we can get some insurance. I ain't worried about it. Until you popped your tire, now you got to pay another $250 because you didn't spend that extra $50. So once again, bringing it back to self. If you feel a certain type of way, what are you going to do about it? Because as an old man, I got gray hairs now. If you don't do shit about it, it ain't gonna change. And if you don't do shit about yourself, your reality is not going to change. So usually when you do shadow work, you ultimately see yourself as the problem. And not the problem so you can beat yourself up, but the problem to which you can then find the solution and work towards the solution. An apprehension caused by danger, misfortune, or error, that's really the key word. Because In all spiritual talks, it's good to be accountable and it's good to be responsible because when you meditate in, only you can do that. If you quiet your mind, only you can do that. So when you do not quiet your mind, when you do not meditate and you live in the conscious ego for a majority of your time and just in fight or flight energy, not doing chakra work, that is error. And you know it's error by how you feel. So once again, is anxiety a bad thing? You might not have caught what I said when I said what I said, but I'm going to say it again because think about it. You're not doing the right thing for yourself because anxiety can be then a projection on your husband, your wife, your kids. Is what they not doing. It's them. They got the problems, not me. But I'm the one that have anxiety over what they doing, and they could care less. And it's their life. So bring it on to yourself. If something within your spiritual development sensor is going awry and you feel it, is it bad? Or is it bad when you don't do shit about it, when your spidey senses is going off and you just like, when we get into the crux of this conversation, you're going to start to realize, damn, it was my family and friends the whole time. Because if it's inner work that we're here for, and we don't do the inner work, the inner work is, man, I got my life together, my shit together. I'm where I need to be. I'm doing what I need to do. Versus, man, it's his fault. It's her fault. Man, I gotta leave this person. I gotta leave this job. I gotta leave this city, man. One's in the chat if you ever heard a person say, man, I hate this city. And you be in the city like, I mean, it's kind of cool. It's a nature park over there. Tone live down the street. He got the loud. His shit is good. It's a lot of chicks out here. They cool. Why you don't like it here? No, they don't like themselves. There's people everywhere. Every city, every bumfuck town, you gonna see houses and people living. And the reality is that it could never be the city or the town that motherfuckers hate. They hate their motherfucking self. They hate their error. What's the number one foundational fundamental error when it comes to spiritual development? Not spiritually developing. That's numero uno. But you know how niggas get. They get them a job or they get them a boyfriend. One's in the chat, you never hear from them again. They just, and then you only hear from them when they get fired or when they break up. When that motherfucker call you again, they done broke up. When that motherfucker call you again, best believe his ass done got fired. And he trying to figure out what you doing for today. Hey, fool, what you doing? Error. So, let's continue. Let's get into, because what I'm doing, I got 4 videos that I want to react to. But if I react to them without giving y'all a spiritual solution, reacting to the videos, it ain't going to be no fun, right? Because if a person say sliding down a razor blade sliding board with alcohol is the thing to do, it's the end thing. All the girls is going crazy about it. That's what people going to do. If a person was like, well, you know, he died sliding down the razor blade sliding board with alcohol on it. Yeah, I know, but I still want to do it. That's the world that we live in. We live in a world of culture.
And usually when you a spiritual being, it's like a sea of niggas. Visualize with me. Y'all got y'all visualizers on? One's in the chat if y'all got y'all visualization game up to par this evening. It's a sea full of spiritual niggas and they reaching up for you. And you know what's pulling them down? Their culture. They're always trying to infuse their culture into some spiritual development shit to whereas they want to be regular and extraordinary at the same time. And you might be sitting on the boat like, nigga, I'm not on that culture shit. I'm not brainwashed on my hair got to be a certain type of way. I got to look a certain type of way. I got to do a certain type of thing. You can kiss my ass. I ain't doing none of the shit that you think I'm supposed to do on purpose. On purpose. But that's a level of fighting against anxiety because I've always knew this, but trust me and believe, I was trying to keep up with the Joneses for a large percentage of my life, trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me, trying to be somebody that I'm not. And then it's so easy to just be your motherfucking self. When you be yourself, you get so much money, so much love. I'm gonna just leave that there, and it all makes sense. But let's get into the spiritual meaning of anxiety. Because motherfuckers will sit up in here and say, I'm anxious. So this is why you about to catch this bad behavior. Ones in the chat. You know, I gotta get them ones in the chat because it's late. Y'all niggas could be going to sleep and shit like that. So I gotta make sure y'all with me. You know I suffer from anxiety, baby. You know I suffer from anxiety. So catch this bad behavior, this problematic energy that I'm about to give you, all in the name of step in the name of love. Like, no. I'm anxious. Okay. Let's get into the spiritual meaning of anxiety then. So the overall gist is let's not fixate on the past. Let's fixate on the here and now. Because the here and now, like if we're ever going to be anything in life, is going to require us to be present. And the reality of the past, we can't kind of go back and change it and alter it unless you want to practice radical forgiveness by Colin Tipping, right? Google it. So let's just read. I'm gonna read the highlight because once again, I'm just trying to build a basis for understanding anxiety and coming up with a solution in the moment. Because you would imagine yourself to not be a spiritual being when you are anxious. You're like, dang, I thought, being a spiritual being mean I was going to have a bubble eye beings. I was going to be a polygamist. I'm going to have a temple, I'm going to be meditating, astral traveling, going out of the body. I'm going to just be living this wild, fantastical spiritual life. And maybe that is the case and you're not there yet. But how would you know you're not there yet? Like I was watching a reel and it was explaining darkness, and it was this movie on Netflix called The Orion in the Dark or something to that effect, and it was explaining how darkness is necessary for light, meaning that you can't even establish depth without shadows. Shadows gives us our layers, it gives us our character, our experiences. People be like, man, I wouldn't wish jail on nobody or stuff like that. But then at the end of the day, people that actually been through that process, they don't be all the way mad about it because of the character that it builds within you to say, man, I didn't think that I could mentally do this, but I did do this. And the world went on without me. So it brought me into myself. which is the call for everybody. Not in a selfish way, but definitely in a realistic way. You have to have a level of self-awareness. And one of the key like fires that brings about self-awareness is anxiety. But if you running from anxiety, you're not acknowledging anxiety, or you Jedi mind fuck yourself and say, "Oh, I'm anxious, so catch these bad behaviors." You know I'm suffering from anxiety. Duh, bad behavior. Like, why wouldn't I just give you bad behavior when I'm suffering from anxiety? Like, I went to a medical professional. I got paperwork in black and white. Anxiety, read it and weep. So when I give you these bad behaviors, I'm gonna label it under the anxiety category, and that's not good enough, right? That's not a life that one should lead. So I want to talk about mass psychosis, but I guess spirit is just leading me in how to talk about mass psychosis in like little chunks. But ultimately, in the realms of psychology, I want to understand the spiritual meaning of all this shit. You under dig? Like I don't want to live in a world where people just throwing shit out me like bipolar, catch these bad behaviors. Like, what if that means something spiritually that we could explore? And A for anxiety, motherfuckers. One's in the chat, Follow spirit and spirit will guide you. Well, because honestly, I have 5 videos in my photos in my phone that I was folding clothes today, and I was like, I saved these videos in my phone a few days ago, and I could either A, act like I didn't save these videos in my phone, or B, just do a fucking video on it. And it might could help some people because even the idea, it was just like laid out in front of me, meaning that I didn't even actually implore the spiritual meaning of anxiety a little bit before the video. Like I got a gist of it and I was excited about to do the video, but it's still unfolding for me, right? And I'm still gaining understanding as we speak. But I'm a human being, meaning that I do experience anxiety as a father, as a caretaker, as a nigga that pay bills, as a business owner, as a content creator, as a person that speaks truth. Like every day, I don't know. You know, that's how it is for me. So I can affirm and reaffirm and be intentional and work hard and do all of these things. But even that, you know, I have to do the inner work to understand why even I would experience these things that are real to me, but I'll just shirk it off like anxiety schmanxiety, one in the chat. Anxiety schmanxiety. I mean, everybody experiences dread, doom, and fear. It's not a big deal. I'm scared the world is going to end. No, seriously, no. But yeah, but I feel like it's good to exercise these things and to talk about these things because I know I'm not the only one, but I know that it's my responsibility to share and to uplift and to help. And if I can do it, I will do it, even if it's at 12 o'clock in the morning. And I'm not going live at 12 o'clock in the morning on some cool shit. It's just like the moment that I had time to talk about something that I really wanted to talk about and, you know, express how I really truly want to express myself. Not in a bad way, because you got to take care of your family and you got to, operate on everybody's level around you and make sure everybody is on the same page in real life. But at the same time, I want to, do some occult studies, That's this is my pornography right now. So spiritually masturbating, if that's a concept. While most view anxiety strictly as a medical condition, very few explore the spiritual causes. No matter of fact, because I want to give you our chat love, but the way that this layout is kind of weird. But let's continue. Very few explore the spiritual causes of the problem. According to noted psychoanalyst Carl Jung, anxiety is a call towards awakening and breaking free from the trap of blind conformity. It is a golden opportunity to make lifestyle changes, discover your authentic self and soul purpose, let go of habits and belief systems that no longer serve you, and take ownership of your life. Now, I'm telling y'all the different types of waves that I'm on, different energies, different streams of consciousness. But I got like a library of things that I want to talk about, and I'm just gonna like reveal all this information as much as I can in like little chunks because it's a lot, you know, and it goes the whole spectrum of information. So what I don't know a lot of times is that my previous video is leading into my next video, which is leading into my next video, which is leading into my next video. So when we talk about this new moon energy, and it was all about purifying and baptismals and Saint John the Baptist and washing away your sins and stuff like that, one of the, I guess, markers of this energy, awakenings of this energy, would be your anxiety. And not look at it like, oh my God, I'm anxious, woe is me. But, oh, when I did this and I felt that, spirit was trying to talk to me. My soul was trying to talk to me. Oh, don't fuck with that bitch over there. Or, because it's easy to project, so we got to be mindful of our projection. But at the same time, it could be you dealing with people for the wrong reasons and not doing the work that you need to do, and making sure that the relationship is mutual. And man, when the relationship isn't mutual, you're going to feel anxious. I think I said something. Right. It was a few words, but one's in the chat if I just said something. If the relationship isn't mutual, you are going to feel anxious. I think I said something. Most therapeutic approaches delve into childhood traumas, attempting to resolve them to cure an adult individual. However, according to Carl Jung, the past doesn't hold the key to recovery, even if it may well be the cause. The answer may lie in the here and now. Anxiety is a sign that the life that you are leading now and the path that you are on are not in alignment with who you are and what you are meant to do. And I promise you, if you are meant to live a life of purpose in a right life, spirit gonna make a way for you. All you gotta do, this is what you do. This is what I did. It's gonna be evil, okay? It's gonna be error. It's gonna be fucked up shit. But you keep being the right person, the good person, the stand-up person, the upright person. Like, you know right from wrong. Everybody know right from wrong. When you go outside and you see right, You see right, when you see wrong, you see wrong. It ain't hard. But the reality is, there's so much shit going on in the world that we buckle to this evil and it's anxiety and depression and mental illness, really, mental illness, mass psychosis, because everybody is doing it. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do my spiritual shit too. No, no, that's a spirit. What everybody else is doing is a spirit. The times, the Joneses, the energy, trying to keep up with shit and what people got going on, that's a spirit. So whenever you feel a level of anxiety, it's a good thing. It's spirit telling you, it's your soul telling you, nah, don't do this. And then it could be an evil situation. It could be a fucked up situation. Cause like the what I'm understanding and understanding, I'm telling you, 2023 into 2024, I learned and relearned that my emotions are my emotions. Your emotions are your emotions. His emotions is his emotions. Her emotions are her emotions. They don't interact. Because the work that I do to find the level of joy within myself, if I gave that to you, I wouldn't have nothing for myself. So I gotta literally find joy within myself all day, every day. And finding joy within yourself is not what everybody wants you to do. And you're not gonna make and trust me, when you don't do what everybody wants you to do, they gonna be mad at you. One's in the chat. One's in the chat. If everybody mad at you right now because you didn't do what they wanted you to do, one's in the chat. That's the whole reason they salty at you. You ain't kick them, you ain't stab them, you ain't punch them, you ain't spit in their face, you ain't steal from them. One's in the chat. You ain't talk bad on them. You ain't did nothing to these people. They only problem with you is that they wanted you to do something and you ain't want them to do it. Now you all types of bitches, you all types of motherfuckers, you all types of ain't shits, and all you did was what you wanted to do. That should never be a problem. You ain't never wish bad on them. You always wanted if you ate, they ate. But all of a sudden you a bad person. Why? Because we're talking about anxiety and we're talking about living the life that you're supposed to lead. So this means that there is this fur ball, for lack of better words, that you gotta swallow and you gotta cough it up or whatever cats do, or you gotta go through the fire like Kanye. You gotta chip a tooth and put it back in like Nas. I don't know. Everybody got to struggle. Pick a struggle. It's literally an idiom. But whatever struggle you pick, you overcome that struggle, and now you golden. So but we're not avoiding darkness within ourselves, nor are we avoiding character building exercises. Because what is a life that, I mean, of course, at a certain point, we all have a certain level of fucked upness or fucked up shit that ever happened to us. So at what point do we say, damn, I wish my life was better? Oh, I wish it was better in the past. No, it's just, it is what it is. What are we going to do in the here and now? What is the solution in the here and now? What is the purification ritual that we're going to do? What is the banishing that we're going to do? And trust me, you you might have to discuss and build upon banishing till you understand it. Because the English didn't ever take baths. And I'm sure when the Moors came up into Europe and introduced them to baths, they didn't just like instantly want to just take baths. They had to kind of warm up to it. So that's the same thing with healing and spiritual development. Give it some time. So let's continue. Anxiety is a sign that the life you are leading now and the path you are on are not in alignment with who you are and what you are meant to do. It is an indication that you aren't adjusting well to a society that attempts to fit square pegs into round holes. Irrespective of the family, community, and country we are born into, we must not forget that we are interdimensional beings having a 3D experience. We are spiritual beings, right? You see how a nigga flip the words in a different way? That's a weird little. That's niggas is just so complicated with their wordplay, but will say the same exact thing. Interdimensional beings temporarily having a 3D experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. The end. Available on Amazon, Columbian Exchange, Kyrie Anthony. I wrote a book, but it didn't wasn't work. What if I titled that shit? One's in the chat. Interdimensional beings temporarily having a 3D experience. I should have named it that. On my mama, for real. Most of us blindly follow the herd and are seldom brought up to be free or independent thinkers. By default, right? So what we talked about in the new moon, especially in the article, the Substack is available. Check out the link tree. $5 a month, or you can join for free. But one of the things that we were discussing was that it's easy to worry. It's easy to fear. You don't gotta work hard for that shit. That shit ain't nothing. So when we decide to adopt the spiritual development or soul transformational work and really follow our souls, it could be like, man, how the fuck I'm gonna do that? What you mean? Well, what you mean, really? And to me, it's simple. Break away from the matrix. By default, one learns to accept customs, rituals, and tradition as our true identity. In hardcore traditional families where there are little room for free will, there is a lack of healing, and intergenerational trauma often gets passed down generations as free will. So you only getting the trauma from these people, and they controlling you, judging you, manipulating you. And what's the kicker to a family? What's the kicker to a family? Them niggas is not going to help you do shit. They might give you a couch to sleep on. One's in the chat. Tell your family right now, let's all start a business together. They gonna look at you like you crazy. What you mean start a business? You need to get a job. One's in the chat. They hiring. I could get you some applications at my job. They'll hire you at my job. You can work with me. One's in the chat. We can carpool. One's in the chat. Or maybe I'm tripping. This continues until one of us breaks the pattern, perhaps inadvertently becoming the family black sheep. Anxiety is not a signal to withdraw from life, as it often compels us to do, right? You just want to give up. You just want to quit. You just want to stop. Oh, I don't want to do this no more. I can't do it no more. You're right. You can't do it no more. You're right. You can't do it no more. You have to change. If you having a hard time and it ain't going right for you, the easy thing for you to do is just to do all of the shit that you've been doing differently. Just do different shit. Just completely 180, switch it up. And in the 180 thing that you do, if they positive things, you're not going to be feeling anxiety in the realms of growth and development. However, when you don't partake in growth and development in whatever area this new moon falls in your chart, it'll just be some shit where you just like suffering from. And you don't really need to suffer. You don't need to give up. You don't need to quit. You just need to make changes. You just need to do different things in that area. Come up with a different formula. Instead, it is a chance to heal so that you don't pass on generational curses to future generations. It is a sign to stop sitting on the sidelines of life and immerse oneself wholly in life experience. It is a stringent warning to stop treading the path of the blind conformity and do what works for you. Indeed, it is a wake up call to give birth to a brand new world. I'm not going to read this article. I'm going to just use this as a springboard into the reactions. But period, point blank. Mental illness isn't an excuse for problematic behavior. Mental illness doesn't evaporate the consequence of our actions. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I don't usually act like that. You made me act like that. I won't act like that again. Everybody act like that. It was no big deal. Oh man, you tripping. Why can't you just let it go? Are no excuses. I don't know what you do when you fuck up. The goal is to not fuck up. So if it's a problem, solve that problem. Don't act like it ain't a problem and then get triggered, disrespect your man, disrespect your woman, hurt your man, hurt your woman, and then come back apologizing. Baby, I'm sorry. One's in the chat. It'll never happen again. One's in the chat. Could you please forgive me? One's in the chat. You know I got anxiety. You know I be anxious. I be thinking you gonna leave me. Listen, come here, sit down. I be thinking you cheating on me. I be thinking you gonna leave me. I be thinking you gonna do all of this. And girl, don't, boy, you know you could have been goddamn doing push-ups while you was worried about if I was cheating on you. You know you could have been fucking cooking a meal, thinking I don't love you or whatever the fuck you thinking about. You could have been pouring into the relationship as opposed to thinking that I was doing some wrong shit. Because guess what? In that time and space that you brooding over whether he love you or not, whether she wants you or not, guess what? You are not doing the thing that is going to pull y'all closer together. And you, motherfucker, can do the thing right now. You don't even got to worry or wonder. You can just be doing the thing. You can just be doing the pouring into creating a wonderful life and a wonderful relationship. But then want to double back and say, you know what? I'm sorry. I ain't mean it. Can you please forgive me? It's not an excuse. So, let's react.
Anxiety as Black women shows up as irritation or aggression, but we are not necessarily angry. We never really get.
Y'all gotta explain this to me. Feel free to chat or explain this to me. What does she mean by this?
I wish that people in general, but especially black men, understood that a lot of the times our anxiety as black women shows up as irritation or aggression, but we are not necessarily angry. We don't, we never really get that pass to be like, you hear about white women tears, but when a black woman cries, she's looking for sympathy. When a black woman is irritated or has an anxiety or is overwhelmed or is overstimulated, she's with an attitude. When a black woman needs help, she doesn't get help. So when we go out and get the help that we need to get, then we're too masculine and we shouldn't have done it anyway. And we need to depend on the same men that say that we're not desirable. So I wish we, as a culture, dived more into the mental health.
Some shit just be giving me a headache. But my demographic, right? Let's do this. Because I could be saying something that I really don't mean. But I'm gonna show y'all better than I could tell y'all. Let me share my screen real quick. It's just something very important. Just about life. Something very, very important about audience. Now, my age and gender is usually 50-50. 50% male, 50% female. And I'm down with that. Half and half. Because if I'm ever speaking and it's all for dudes and I'm just got a whole bunch of dudes around me and I'm like, dude, spirituality, male spirituality, yeah, it's all about guys, yeah. That's a problem. If I'm saying women are great, women are awesome, women are the best thing ever, everybody love women, it don't matter what she do, just love her, yeah, that's a problem too. You gotta be able to call bullshit down the middle and speak to both men and women. Like if and it's an easy way. It's easy to grow on this platform by picking one or the other, believe it or not. So, in reference to like audiences, it just might be all women in the audience. You got to start looking around. Like, why the fuck you just want women? What if it's women murderers? Women can do anything that a man could do. So you can't just assume a woman. Like the same way, if it's like, man, we about to have this all male meetup in the woods. For what? We need some women up in this joint. I don't want to just be around all dudes all the time. You want to like mixture it up. It's masculine and feminine. It's anima and animus. It's like real psychological development. It's like being able to keep each other in check. The men gonna keep the women in check. The women gonna keep the men in check. And it's like you need it. Sometimes you go too far, women pull you back. Sometimes you go too far, men pull you back. Like I personally feel that that's normal and healthy. Now, when you start lumping everybody in the characters all because they might have a penis or they might have a vagina, that is what I would define as psychosis.
Be there, I don't really want to go. So I had to realize like that's anxiety. I had to start a practice. What I do is breathing. Like, and as simple as that is, it's really important, it's powerful. So it's a double inhale and then an exhale, right? So breathe in and an exhale through the mouth. And there's a study that shows that doing that 3 times actually really reduces like the stress and anxiety that you may be dealing with. So I start my day with breathing. If I feel like I'm getting anxious, I breathe because I know when.
Now, this is the shit that sound good on levels like in our article that we read, where it's like most people want to treat anxiety like it's fucking the chicken pox. When I get stressed, when I get anxiety, you might feel like, damn, let me breathe, let me clear myself, or what I'm trying to say that's different from what he's saying is spirit is like, do this differently. Don't take a left, take a right. Like do the opposite thing and it'll work out. We're like, it's like if you broke, you'll get money if you do this. If you're not in love, you'll find love if you make these changes. Now, anxiety is going to compel you to give up or to stop. But even deeper, taking a deep breath, trying to process it, you're going to suppress it and keep doing the wrong fucking thing. So it sound good on surface level. Yeah, I breathe it. I breathe through it. And motherfuckers is trying to breathe, still working at the fucking factory. Suppressing the fact that you're not supposed to be working at the factory. Just my opinion.
I'm in a state of anxiety, I'm not able to really operate the way I need to, right? So even before I came here, I did that, right? Before I came up on the stage, I did it. I did it multiple times today because I knew.
So, I'm Rhonda Shirley, licensed marriage and family therapist located here in the Central Georgia area. I help you to master your fears so that you can live a life rooted in the 4 P's of peace, passion, pleasure, and oh my God, purpose. Check this out. Anxiety hits us in 3 major areas, right? Our social relationships. It hits our physical body, and it also touches us emotionally. Right now, we're gonna talk about the social components of it. The first thing, right, that cues you that you are dealing with anxiety is this fear of being judged, right? That's when we coming in.
Now, could you be judged by? You got to be judged by somebody, right? So usually, it's the people that's closest to us, and the thing of it that I want to key us in on, they really are judging you. Your anxiety is letting you know that they are judging you because imagine you in a situation with a person and they're not judging you, they're loving you, they're treating you well, they're open with you, honest, they see you, they hear you, they pour into you, you wouldn't never have anxiety over that person. So just a throwing that out there.
And we thinking people are seeing us flaw first. Another thing is hypervigilance. That thing keep us on a swivel because we gotta always make sure we own, right? If that's part of your language, sis, I'm always on. I get tired of always being on. Babe, that's called hypervigilance. That is a sign of anxiety. Third, and this one might surprise you, this constant desire to be alone, isolation. Isolation is also a social form of anxiety. So, sis, you ain't mad. You ain't angry. None of that. You're just dealing with anxiety. But stay tuned, because I got you. All right, until next time, babe.
TikTok videos be wild, man. I gotta find some better videos. But I got one more video, but I don't even want to watch it because it's that same girl from earlier. And I feel like I don't even be wanting to be mean on this channel. So I'm not even going to be mean. I'm going to just be like sweet and kind hearted because that's just how I feel. So I'm not even going to respond to that last video. I'm going to leave it at there, and I'm going to give y'all something to think about and something to chew on in reference to anxiety being a spiritual signal and not something that you should dread or something that you fear. If you're doing the wrong thing in life, or if you're with the wrong person, or you're doing the wrong thing, you should be anxious about it until you change. And when you change, you won't be so anxious. But it's your responsibility to change. Like, change will remove the anxiety. So, what is the thing that you need to change if anxiety is a real problem for you? I'm the Hood Mystic here with another video. And this is part of my mass psychosis series. I'm going to be examining TikTok videos while they're here. Hopefully, they ban TikTok and they ban the whole social media um, real industry, short industry, because people have very short attention spans and it's really doing a lot of damage to the world. But with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you have any other things, like any topics you want me to tackle, hit me up on IG at the Hood Mystic. DM me. I will DM you back. Email me at hoodmystic@gmail.com. Visit my websites to support this channel. The link tree is in the description, I guess, and you can see all the different ways to support this channel. So with this being said, thank you for watching another video. Hopefully you learned something. You can take something with you. And hopefully the next time you experience anxiety, you're not like triggered and trying to run away from it, but you embrace it and actually understand that God is love in all forms and facets. I'm the Mystic, signing out, and I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.